Connecticut with 6 inches of snow on the ground. I don't know if you recall that Lamont took over the salting of the roads function. There used to be 2 salt pile resource management systems in Connecticut, one in New London and one in New Haven, and the New London one is closed. So last year they were waiting in trucks on I-95 and for 24 hours to get salt in anticipation of a snowstorm. But now with the windmill farm operating, there's many articles describing, for example, with a depleted salt pile in New London, contractors wait to get salt. Yeah, the state pier was commandeered by Lamont through an executive order, or actually a lease denial, and all that salt was stolen. And now we have a distribution problem. And here it was, 6 to 10 hours waiting for salt. 20 trucks waited in that line, and it cost $20,000 to just replenish my piles. Well, there's article after article about this. You can look anywhere you want. Here's the New London contractors. Let's highlight what the DOT is saying. There is no pre-treatment on the roads before ice storms, which leads to hazardous conditions and accidents. And there are other articles everywhere, if you read them. Salt concerns on the rise. 11,000 lane miles of highway on highways and 35,000 lane miles of roadways in local towns. So we've seen 15 years, the doubling of concentrations of chlorides in the state of Connecticut in the waterways due to salting of the roads. Now there's increases in accidents and other risks due to the mishandling of the salt business by Lamont. Now here we go. Will Lamont finish destroying New London's road salt business? Yes, he will. The unions are not allowed to operate here. And they're getting paid to do nothing. And the costs are on the taxpayer. So, if you look at all these articles right here, snowplow driver shortage, salt shortage hurting Connecticut during storms. Really? That causes accidents, folks. This is from 2014 when Malloy did a study. What I'm here to say is Lamont is finished destroying New London's road salt business. Why? To put in a wind farm project? Where this salt is, there used to be train tracks here. They were removed by the governor so that nothing can be delivered here by rail. And I say to you, the man is cowing down to every type of manipulation that his cronies can figure out how to screw Connecticut. Well, if you read the articles, it's a disaster. So I just wanted to say, you voted for him. He commandeered the New London project for a windmill project, which could both operate off the same lot, except that it's a contaminated lot, not fixed. What does that mean? It means it's not prudent. that road salt uncovered leaches into the waterway right on the Long Island Sound. And you wonder why there's the lobster industry is dead and the oyster industry is contaminated due to dredging. And they all know. There's a study. I have it. 600 municipalities dump dredging material off Norwalk's Harbor. 600. So you're never going to make headway on those items. You're never going to make headway. And if they're so concerned about the environment, it's a little bit late. Because when I was a kid, we'd catch a garbage pail full of cod in 3 hours. They averaged 30 inches each. Now you can't catch a cod all year because they're not here anymore. So, wreaking havoc on the salt industry will lead to accidents and deaths. Something the governor clearly is not concerned with. But not salting the roads in advance of 6 inches of snow is a mistake. It is. And it's just another mistake. How many mistakes can a man make? The man is not equipped to handle anything. Who in his right mind would take the state pension fund and give it to his wife to manage offshore with no accounting, no accountability? What she's done with vaccines is, and the testing is not only a conflict of interest, but it's probably causing lives. Loss of life, that is. Loss of life. So there we go. These functions of the governor are being mishandled. And when truck drivers have to wait overnight for salt for the highway, that leads to deaths. Clearly, anyone willing to purchase salt to salt the roads, which is important, does lead to leaching, but not to salt these bridges will lead to hundreds of deaths per year. Something he's not concerned with. And clearly, the way he took the New London salt pile property was unethical. And which hedge fund do you think got the salt? Which one? Why don't you take a guess? Of course, probably no one knows. We know. Thanks. Have a great night. Flynn 2022. Even the winter salt for the roads has been corrupted by this governor. And the state legislature is complicit. Thanks.